Okay, do not help anyone to join in on your own, okay? Okay, so your third chapter, which we begin, is the Mughal Empire. And before that, I just need to tell you that you should have revised the first two chapters which we have done, and this is the last chapter till there are no further changes. Father is still looking into the syllabus. He might add or subtract few chapters. Okay, but otherwise, academically, according to the syllabus, this is your last chapter, the Mughal Empire. Now we had done earlier the Sultans of Delhi, where we talked of the time from where the we had divided the early medieval period and the late medieval period. You remember the early medieval period dealt with the sultans of Delhi, that is the slaves, the khiljis, the Tughlaqs, etc. Then Ibrahim Lodi was the last one who who fought Babur, and he was overthrown in the Battle of Panipat. You remember? So today we begin the Mughal Empire. The end of the Delhi Sultanate in the Battle of Panipat in 1526 was the rise of a dynasty which was to rule from 1526 till the revolt of 1857, though the real power of this dynasty began to decline after 1707 with the death of its last greatest emperor Aurangzeb. The Mughals ruled almost over the whole of India and left behind an administration and legacy that lasted even when their rule ended. So now they are talking of the Mughal Empire, which began with the first battle of Panipat 1526, which was fought between Babur and Ibrahim Lodi, the last of the Lodi rulers. So you will keep writing these dates and keep assimilating it. Then they are telling you that from 1526 the time began when the Mughal dynasty came to power. That means Babur took over in 1526, and it was in the revolt of 1857. You remember Mangal Pandey, a movie called Mangal Pandey? It deals with the revolt of 1857. So till that time we call it the Mughal period. Now, though the final decline was with the last Mughal ruler Aurangzeb. After him, the Mughal power had started to decline. There were weak rulers till 1857. Bahadur Shah Zafar was later on captured by British and he was exiled. So actually Bahadur Shah Zafar was the last, but then the great Mughals whom we called, among them the last emperor was Aurangzeb, and after him basically the power began to decline. Now we are talking about who were the Mughals. The Mughals could trace their line to two great rulers of Central Asia. Now, the first question arises that Mughals came and ruled for nearly more than a century. So, who were the ones who were uh, the descendants? Who were these Mughals? So, to this, the answer is they were the rulers who came from Central Asia. Okay, and they had two descendants. That means two people who were the ancestors. They were the descendants of Genghis Khan, who died in 27 from their mother's side. Now, Genghis Khan was the ruler of the Mongol tribe in China and Central Asia. So Genghis Khan was from their mother's side. The Mughals were descendants of Genghis Khan. And who was Genghis Khan? He was the Mongol tribe ruler who was living in China and Central Asia. Then they were the successors of Timur, who died in 1404 from their father's side. Now, from their father's side, they belonged to Timur, who was another Mongol invader. Timur ruled over Iran, Iraq, and modern day Turkey. Now, he was basically ruling at that time the present day Iran, Iraq, and Turkey. The places there, it was, these places were all under Timur. The Mughals were proud of their Timurid ancestry as he had captured Delhi in 1398. They did not like to be associated with Genghis Khan because Genghis Khan was associated with massacre of thousands of people. So now, if you talk of Mughals, they like that they should be known as the ancestors their ancestors would be Timur. Why? Because Timur was a great conqueror and he had captured Delhi and had also won over India. But they do not like to be called as the successors of Genghis Khan. Why? Because he had killed thousands of people in India. After the breakup of the Delhi Sultanate, India presented a picture of total political and social disunity. Now, when the early we talk of the early medieval period, where the where the Sultanate period was, the Delhi Sultanate was breaking up gradually, and with the Lodhis being the last dynasty to rule, and Ibrahim Lodi fought with Babur. So at that time, when Babur entered the picture, he found that the political as well as social disunity was present in India. And taking advantage of this, he just came, invaded, and captured. Babur was invited to India by Daulat Khan Lodi and Rana Sanga, the ruler of Mewar, to end the rule of Lodi dynasty. So now the two traitors who invited, one was Daulat Khan Lodi and the other was the Rajput king Rana Sanga, about whom we hear as a great Rajput ruler. But they were the ones who invited Babur, thinking that he would just come, plunder, and go. And Rana Sanga was the ruler of Mewar in Rajasthan. Now, to end the rule of the Lodi dynasty, they had done all this. Both of them thought that Babur, after releasing the Lodis, would return to Central Asia, living North and India under his control. So now they were thinking that Babur would come, he will fight, and he will move away, he will eradicate Ibrahim Lodi, and thus the Lodi dynasty would end, and the other powerful rulers will have a chance to occupy because Babur would return back to his hometown. But then this did not happen. He did not return to Central Asia. He stayed back in India and gradually took over the control. We stop here for today. What you need to do is also write about the day of these rulers. Babur writes 1526 to 1530, Humayun 1530 to 1555-56, Akbar 1556 to 1605, Jahangir 1605 to 1627, Shah Jahan 1627 to 1658, and then last Aurangzeb 1658 to 1707. We will be writing these dates along with the dates which come along in the entire chapter. Like you will be writing First Battle of Panipat, which we dealt here. Then you'll be writing about the revolt of 1857. Then you'll be writing about Genghis Khan's death. Then you'll be writing about Timur's death. So all these dates have to be maintained on a separate paper, and that can be only written in the end in the fair copies once we finish the chapter. So you are supposed to maintain the dates on a paper which you'll add up later, and you are supposed to do the glossary of this chapter, the Mughal Empire. You will be doing the index, you write the index, and you write this as chapter number 3, the Mughal Empire. Write today's date, do the glossary, and call it as your third chapter. Yeah? Now, with this, we come to the end of this class. If you have any problem regarding anything, you can ask right now. Any problem regarding anything? This is your
No, ma'am.
problem solving round. And
No, ma'am.
okay,
No, ma'am.
okay, thank you, Julie.
No, ma'am.
Okay,
No, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
okay.